Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy, Earthrise Doubledealer. Now, when I first saw this guy, I was quite excited, seeing how Doubledealer is actually one of my favorite figures back in G1. And with this guy, well, that's pretty much where the review starts. But of course, we do have the box to look at. And well, just being a leader class, this is quite a huge box. So of course we have the artwork of Doubledealer here. Pretty much just shooting at an unknown target. We have his name above English and Cybertronian. Shows that this does have a Decepticon insignia here. He is meant to be a mercenary. It's probably just meant to be just like how in the G1 toy line, this guy was packaged as a Decepticon. Got this side with all the characters. And if I can find Doubledealer, because he is on this. Oh yeah, right there. Got Doubledealer in all of his modes. Got robot mode. The bird mode, which back in the G1 toy, this was his Decepticon mode. This new launching mode, and his full-on vehicle mode. So that's pretty much it for the box. And well, looking at the actual figure. Oh, dang! Sorry, I forgot to show the actual map, like the little Decoder Map gimmick. I'll just do this sideways so it's easier. Usually, I just showed the map if it actually has a planet. And I don't know if you can see that, but using the decoder here, it says Caminus. So, yeah. I just put that back in the box after the video, but there we go. Now, getting back to the figure. This is a pretty faithful, this is pretty faithful to the original figure. Except for the fact that normally the chest plate is here instead of on the back end of the missile, like it was on the G1 figure, but we'll see that in comparison. Hurry 360. You can pretty much just see the head there right out in the open. This is hilarious. Okay. Yeah, a bit wobbly there. I think I don't have the legs transformed right. Oh well. Sort of a rush transforming this anyway, but it's fine. The one issue I have is the front is a bit hollow here. Like, you can see that. So, that definitely sucks. Okay, oh well. Now, for the accessories, well, in addition to the missile here, we also have a whole bunch of accessories, because normally in the War for Cybertron trilogy, leader class figures are like Voyager class figures, but with a ton of accessories, so. And I've got Eject here from Blaster because, well, this guy can actually have cassettes put in him. So, I'll just show that right now. And, well, Eject is the only one I have, because I don't have Soundwave. But yeah, you can actually put a cassette in here, and the reason for this is, well, Knock and Scar, which normally Power Masters, I'll just get Scar out here. Well, the original, they were actually reimagined as cassettes for selects, pretty much just recolors of like Frenzy and Rat Bat. So that's why Double Dealer has this cassette gimmick, just so he can still have the Power Masters. I don't have the Knock and Scar figures right now, but I might get that set in the future, because I'm pretty sure they also had well, the blue robot to avoid that debate, and Wing Thing, the Action Master partner of Soundwave. But for Double Dealer's actual accessories, we get this. I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of radar thing. We get this shotgun, I'm assuming. I don't know. And these little missile pods. And for integration, the instructions want you to put these here. Put these two things up here. There you go. And for the last accessory, we get this. So there's that, and that just just plugs into the back like so. Bit tricky to do. Right, yeah, it is possible. Oh, sorry, I was just getting adjusted there. So pretty much here we have them all armed up. And well, let's just get into the comparison here. So here he is with G1 Double Dealer. So you can see what I'm meaning with the front being a bit hollow. Other differences are the chest plate's in a different spot. Yeah, you basically see what I mean. But you can also see that the wheels have got this a little red trim on them for the G1, whereas they don't for the Earthrise. They're just black. The Earthrise, of course, has the added accessories. And the sticker detailing is now actual detailing that's molded on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And well, before we get onto the bird mode, let's just get this out of the way. So you take these bits down, move this ramp section down, and you can attach all like ramps from like ironworks, which I'm too lazy to get him out. So yeah, you know, he just lifts up this huge missile, and he have him in his I guess launching mode. Oh, there we go. So there you go. I can't really get it fully on camera. There you go. Suppose you could sort of replicate this on the G1 figure. Just there you go. Just lift up the head on the G1 figure, but it doesn't go up as far. Well, unless you don't mind it sort of starting to come out of the head. But yeah, this is a new mode that the Earthrise figure just added. I'm assuming just to add some integration with the ramp system. But well, that's pretty much it for the missile truck mode. I'm just gonna get the G1 figure into his bird mode off camera, so if you'll just excuse me quickly. Okay, there we go. You'll see that in the comparison, but well, to get this guy into his bird mode, we're just going to remove all of the accessories. Nope. That was loud. I hope I didn't break it. But yeah, just remove all of the accessories, so the ramp, the little missile pods, the, I guess, radar, I'm not sure what that is, and the little gun. And before I do that, yes, the gun can take a blast effect. And of course, just remove the missile. And the start, well, there's no Power Master integration, so everything's already unlocked. But we're going to just move the arms out to the side. The instructions want you to just fold these panels around. I'm not going to spoil what they are. I mean, if you know this figure, you know what they are, but in case you don't, just fold these panels around. Then flip those around. Get those down. It's kind of hard to show this on camera because it's all flailed out. But you want to rotate the arm around and just get that pegged into there. Which, depending on what the figure wants to do, can either be quite tricky or it does it immediately. There we go, and just do the same for the other side, which I'm just going to do off camera. There we go. So it's like this. Just take this and get it out the way for now. Just get the wings out. Unpeg the legs, well, the robot legs. And this is quite a tricky step. You want to push these in. Oh, try not to get stuck. Oh, there we go. But yeah, you want to try and like push the legs in. I'll do this off camera so it's a bit easier. Okay, so that's the best I can do. So yeah, I just want to try and just push these in like so. And I'd say that's like the hardest part of the transformation. Then you want to open this up. And get the chest plate in. Then just get this in like so. Get these down like so. Open this. And of course, since I cut my fingernails just before doing this video, this is going to be a pain. There we go. And just spin around the bird head. Oh, I need to get these out the way first. Oops. Then we have the bird mode. Well, the bird mode without the accessories, which I'll put on after I show the details. And I'd say going from truck mode to bird mode is probably the hardest transformation to do. Well, looking at all the details, for example, the actual bird head is pretty accurate to the... Well, it's pretty accurate to the original toy. The beak can even open, which is nice. It's a bit... Yeah, I don't think I have it transformed right, but for this review, it's fine. Unfortunately, there's no Decepticon insignias on this, like on the G1 figure, but if you have some replica labels, then you can just stick some on. For comparison, here he is with the G1 figure. I'm just gonna get it posed just like if I can. Yeah, I can't. But you heard it. Here is the G1 bird mode. So you can definitely see how similar they look. The G1 bird mode does have like gaps in the wings where it displays out though, so plus the legs are more simple to transform in the G1 version because they just don't do anything. Plus, the intended weapon storage on the G1 bird mode was a bit more, should we say, inappropriate. Now, you can still do that on this figure, but the intended weapon storage that you're supposed to do is take this, just clip this on. So this is like meant to be like tail feathers. And I'll attach on the other bits of weaponry first. So like the little missile pods, they just go on the sides. This thing and the little gun just go on the underneath. And it's not holding that well, unfortunately. There we go. And then the missile just goes on top like so. And that's actually how I prefer to display my G1 Doubledealer, with the missile on top. As shown here. So you can just see the two together. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for the bird mode. So, yeah, the articulation is pretty much, the head can of course move. You can sort of move the head back if you want. The beak can open as I showed. The wings can of course flap. On ratchets no less. These can just go in and these can sort of go down for a bit of a more natural looking flapping pose, I guess. So yeah. That's pretty much it for the bird mode. Now for the robot mode, well, of course, just start by removing all the weaponry. Let's just set that off to the side. And to get him into his robot mode from here, well, we're just going to splay out the bird legs. Open this panel. Get the bird head in like so. Spin all that around and close that. Close these. I like to put these little wingtips in so it's a bit more clean looking. Take the chest plate and just rotate that and just clip that in. Untap the legs. Untap those, get those out. Spin those around. Then just close out the foot. And believe it or not, we're actually nearly there. Just close out the back. Get those arms around there. Get these panels back around, which these do also have a purpose in robot mode, which I'll show soon. Untap these. Push these back in. And get the fists out. And here we have Doubledealer in his robot mode. And yeah, this guy is definitely quite accurate to, well, the original figure. So having a 360. This is when my fart stops working. Looking at the head. It's definitely quite a nice looking head. Because at least it doesn't form the missile rack like the G1 figure did. So it's quite smaller than the G1 figure. Now giving him all the weaponry. The missile pods just attach onto the sides of his legs. This thing just goes onto his shoulder. Same with this gun. This piece will get this bit. That tabs on like so. There we go. I normally you're supposed to have these bits out, but I don't. Yeah, that looks a bit weird, so I just have the these bits stick down. And of course, just like the G1 figure, you split the huge missile, put the tip on his shoulder, and have him hold this, which, well, he's behaving on camera, but usually it just weighs his entire arm down because it's not on a ratchet, unfortunately. But yeah, this looks really cool. Plus, as shown earlier, you can just put a cassette in here. In my case, I've just got eject. He's the only cassette I have. So yeah. Now for comparison with the G1 figure, we can see that the G1 figure is quite a bit taller. So I'm having to stand him back quite a bit. But you can definitely see where quite a lot of inspiration came from. I mean, like the Autobot insignias on the shoulders, the red things on the side of the chest plate, which were actually arm flaps on the G1 figure. This like engine thing on the stomach, which was meant to be a knock on the G1 figure. Yeah, this guy is definitely quite detailed. Plus, the weapons are pretty much just like the G1 figure, with some additional weapons. I thought I was going to knock this guy over there. Plus, if you have the correct blast effects, you can definitely arm this guy up. Unfortunately, I just have aimless weapons, but you can still put a blast effect in here. And you can see what I mean by the arm being a bit loose there. But you can put a blast effect in here. You can put a blast effect on the gun on his shoulder. And I'm just going to remove most of the weaponry for these next couple of features. I'll keep the backpack though. Of course, we got the laser feet. Pretty much mandatory for the War for Cybertron trilogy at this point. And this is my favorite feature. You see the Autobot insignia on the shoulders. Well, if you remember the box, that had the Decepticon insignias. And if you remember the bird mode on the G1 figure, that had the Decepticon insignias. Well, of course, this guy is a mercenary, so he works with both the Autobots and the Decepticons. So what you can do here is you can flip around some panels that cover the Autobot insignias, and boom, the Decepticon insignias. And I think that's just amazing. Like, that's a really cool gimmick. Like, it pretty much just repurposes the bird mode as like some sort of a transportation mode. That's not gone. Yeah, like, instead of the bird mode being his Decepticon mode and the robot mode being his Autobot mode, both the Autobot and Decepticon modes are represented by his robot mode, whereas the bird mode is pretty much a transportation mode, like his missile truck mode, which I think is pretty cool. And well, pretty much the only thing left to show now is the articulation, so I'll just get the missiles out of the way. I'll keep the shoulder stuff on though. So the head can move about to there, which, well, compared to other figures who could do like 360 turns, this is pretty realistic for a figure because I can only move my head around to the side, so this is pretty realistic. Of course, his arms can move like so. Of course, he can T-pose to assert dominance on his employers. It's got elbows, which are actually on a double joint for a double dealer. But he's got a bicep swivel. Got a bit of a waist swivel there. Unfortunately, there's no hand swivel there. But the legs can go forward, they can go back. I get the arms out of the way. You can do the splits. Plus, he's got a really good ankle pivot. And he's got a knee joint up to there. There we go. And finally, one last feature. You can remove this little faux engine block, and if you have like the little Power Master knock figure from Select, you can attach this onto there to sort of replicate that. So if I can just get him. Hang on. Ooh. Yeah, you can see that it's sculpted to resemble the engine on the back of Knock, so if you have like the Select version of him, you can just attach this onto him to complete the homage. So yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Doubledealer. Complaints? Well, the loose arms is definitely a bit of an issue, but it seems to be, well, like, if the arm is bent like this, then it's fine, but if it's like the other joints, like, if it's bent like this, it's fine, but if it's like this, then that's when it's loose. That's what I've found. But yeah, the loose arms is still annoying. I also find the amount of accessories to be a bit too much. I know like having tons of accessories is a staple for later class figures nowadays, but I'm just worried in case I lose one of these now in the future. Especially the little missile pods. Also, the gap in the front of the missile truck mode is definitely a bit of an eyesore. Especially seeing how the G1 figure had it like fully complete. But other than those, do I recommend this figure? Well, I quite like this figure, so I'm gonna say yeah. This is a really nice figure in my opinion. I mean, sure, it's got the loose arms, but if you manage to like pose it in such a way where the arms don't droop, then it's definitely quite nice looking. Plus, like the gimmicks where like you can switch them from Autobot to Decepticon, I just freaking love that. This is just making me want more updated Power Masters. Like, I just wish that we got like an updated Slapdash, because we already have Getaway in Times of 10, so yeah. This is just making me want more updated Power Masters. Well, this has been my review on Earthrise Doubledealer, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.